up to the CBC. For that, manage your solution, in particular, the organizational structures. So I'm go to manage your solution. I click on SAP Central Business Configuration. Okay, I select open in a new tab. Okay. I select organizational structures. Okay. I select the company code that I want to extend. For example, I check that my new plant is created. I check I want to create a new plant. So I check the information about this new plant. So for that, I click on create plant. I check which ID I can use. So I respect exactly the range number that I defined previously. So I note everything. Which one? So check. Okay, 1 1. Yeah, I find 111 1120, and the name and the city, for example, Marseille, and I click on create. Okay, the next step, I want to plan to purchasing organization. I create assignment. I select the purchasing organization. Okay. I select which sales organization and distribution channel, create assignment. I select the sales organization. Yeah. And I select, for example, all the distribution channel. Okay. Then I select the shipping point. I check which one I can use. Okay, I will see later which one I need to use. Then I create a storage location. So again, I respect the range number. I would like to create the storage location 1121. So I define the ID, but each time 11, so 1121. What is the name and the city? For example, Marseille, and I select storage location for finished product. Okay. Subtypes, yes, it's good for finished product. Or I can select warehouse. Okay, if I want to have a look about it is the same for this one. So create verification warehouse. So I check raw material, raw materials. So 1 warehouse, I think I can keep, and warehouse. So I select good. To cloud warehouse, I assign. Yep. Okay. That sounds good. So I select again my new plant. I check. Okay. I assign. Okay. I would like to compare. Okay. Purchasing, self-organization, storage location. So plan to shipping point, I check. Okay. I can see also by like this, save information. If I would like to compare with another, for example, plant, which is a plant to standard shipping point. Yeah. So, okay, we'll do the same things. 111, location. Okay, I select for standard shipping point, create. Okay. For consignment. Yep. And for return. Okay. Right now, I would like to create a new division. So I check, I see that my division has been previously created, but I can change, for example, the description. So I change it, I check in different language, that is good. Okay, in French and in English. Okay, I go back and okay, location, that is France. I create a storage location. I've got my plans. Okay. Inside the plant, check that all the information all the time. Okay. That sounds pretty good. My company code. Okay. Plant. I've got storage location, plant, and the sales organization 1100. Okay. I check in the sales organization which option I've got. So, okay, I assign. Okay. And then I've got the different sales area. So I've got the sales area, this one, but I create other different sales area for 10, 20. So if I want to create a new one, create sales area. For example, I would like to create for B2C and okay, I put, for example, like this. B2C, I create. Okay, I check also if I want to change, for example, the name on the second one all the time. I change it, for example, B2B. Okay, and I would like to create a new one, create sales area. Select the distribution channel, intercompany, and what is a new sales area and intercompany. Okay, I create. Okay, and inside for sales area to plant, create assignment. I select this one. And then I check for the other, for example, for this one. I sales area to plant, create, and okay, location, PDS intercompany. When I've got a doubt, I check, for example, all, for example, for this one, if I have any doubt, I can click on sign. Okay. Right now, if I want to assign sales office, very simple. Again, I check. Okay, the good one is B2B. I don't, okay, I click on save and sales area to sales office, and I can create one by one. So I need like this, create assignment, one by one. You see it like this. Okay, so I assign all the information into. So for that, I've got my sales area, I've got my plans. So everything, when everything sounds to be okay for you, I've a final check. So I can continue to create like this, one by one. And when you are sure, so you have your sales area and you have new plan, new division, new storage location. When everything is sure, you just have to click, for example, on confirm. Check all the information that you have created. For example, I create a new plant. I create a new sales area. So 10, 20, and inside you assign sales area to sales office. You have create a relationship 1-1-1-1 between the plant assignment and the sales organization, a new division. When everything is okay, you click on confirm. And in this case, you wait that the validation is in progress. So that means in this case, you are not able right now to remove anything. So you have created new structures, organization inside your setup. Definitively, if you don't want to use it in the later, so you just have to change the name, don't use, for example, or in the authorization, limit the access. So I create different things. So I wait that the confirmation progress is 100%. And then I click on complete activity. So I wait a little bit. So I click on complete activity. All confirmed organizational units are consistent. So in this case, I can click on deploy. Okay. So put the name, confirm. Okay, your workspace is locked due an ongoing deployment. So I just have to wait 1 hour approximately, or 2 hours. It depends how many additional structure you have added. Thank you so much.